So welcome, MIH Slamet, competent Toastmaster.
Friends, fellow Toastmasters, and Madam President, I felt very honored and shocked and surprised that I was called to come and ask to talk, because I haven't been talking in Toastmasters for a long while. Toastmasters has changed my life, like many others. Like Imperium also said, it changed. It is a pleasure to tell you what happened, because when I entered the meeting room, I asked the persons at the desk how young they were, whether they were younger or older than 34 years. And true enough, one was 1 year older and one was still below 34. I didn't ask the age. But there as well I felt how great that after so many years I can still be here to attend the 34th celebration. Congratulations, and like is it the vision governor?
Yes.
Said, and I think it will change every person that will enter the Toastmasters. But let me tell you first how it all came about, then I will give you a few, if there is time enough, I will tell you more. It started all out when I was running my travel agent, and I was also representing a foreign and an American airline, and I visited a government official, a lady, and during a talk she suddenly asked me, have you ever heard of Toastmasters? And very coincidental, but I don't believe in coincidences anymore, because it's all God-given. I said, yes, coincidentally last week I came across like our international director said, through Reader's Digest. Thank you, Reader's Digest. I came across and I said, yes. And said, why? And then she says, I was invited by an American from the American embassy to join. But I'm a government official, and I consulted with my husband, and at that time, back in '79, there was still that suspicion about Americans, about especially American embassy people or diplomats, and that there was a hidden agenda. But I knew it was great, because I wanted to join, like Ibu Mainuna. My aim was, I was always amazed if somebody could talk without notes. Ibu Mainuna said this, no ah. There was an Indonesian government official who was known for the many You know who he was?
Murdiono.
Our late state secretary, Mr. Murdiono, when he comes on the stage, speaks for a press conference, you could, if she says, I had 34 at first, I think he has 100. And it's true. It gives a boring impression. Anyway, so I asked her, who is the person there? So she said, it's a major, a military. And he was a liaison officer at the embassy. So I said, okay, then I will meet him. So I made an appointment, met him. He was at that time still major, and he was a liaison officer. And I said, well, I heard you're going to start a Toastmasters club. I said, yes. And why don't you join? I said, well, it depends what is required. He says, all I need is Indonesians, because now I have a whole bunch of foreigners, and I need Indonesians, I need your help. I said, fine. So I did, and I was in the travel agency, so I had many friends in the industry. So, and he also says, you need a venue. So I looked and called my friends, and the first one says, Benny, sure, let them come. And that was in Sahid Jaya Hotel, where we had our first charter meeting. I managed, and I still are in contact with about 3 charter members who are still alive. Some have passed away, and that's why I feel very blessed that I'm still here. Like Maimuna, she is 17, I'm 37. I'm older. Anyway, we met, and they always say, you look still the same. And I said, because I'm a Toastmaster. And that is so true, but I'll tell you later the why. Then I started being active in Toastmasters, and we have seen, like Priyo said, we have seen the ups and downs. Priyo joined when we had only 6 members. I had joined the meeting where there were only 3 members. But we had lots of fun, I tell you. And it was in the hotel, because we moved from places like Priyo said, we went from the side to the Hotel Sabang, where I had my office. And it was a flooded area till now, right? Hopefully very soon it will be overcome. And then we went to a sleazy hotel. During the day it was not sleazy, but when we had a meeting in the evening, then we found out. But then we went to a very plush hotel, and that is the Hyatt, where we had also our Toastmasters meeting. So I have seen the ups and downs, and I'm very happy and blessed that it is still alive and kicking. That we became from one club, we established the second club, that was the club where Pantar has joined, that is the Metropolitan, and then it grew. And you will see different people, and you will see very successful people. But Priyo has his own company, growing, like he says, he sows, he reaps. I tell you also what he didn't tell you. But when you get older, your memory becomes selective. And then I started to move and travel, and I started clubs outside Jakarta, like Bandung. We started the Maranatha club, and it grew. And it is always challenging because you need a few people in the club that are the engines, right? That are dedicated and want to grow. And if you have joined, like Ibu Maimuna, like the area governor said, go for it. Forget it that you will make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. When you hear a speaker like Ibu Fani says, I'm still jittering, so am I. And that's good, because once you jitter, if you don't jitter, that's when you have to worry. That's what Bob Hope said. If I don't get the butterflies in my stomach, then I will worry. So it's good if you're nervous, right? But see it positive. So basically that was the history of Toastmasters, how it grew from one club, 2 clubs, division, district, and so forth. But I'd like to, when I came in, and I just discussed also with Fanny, I know I will be slightly over time because I haven't been talking too long, and you love to talk when you're in environment. I saw changes, and I want to ask Maimuna, there is no language evaluator. Is that a change?
Yeah, no, that's special events. Special events.
This is
There
special
should be a
event.
language evaluator.
Special events.
Maybe because of this is a very special event.
So they.
Still,
Yeah.
but it's not a policy, a new policy.
No,
Then.
it's a special event.
Okay, because very often somebody joins a Toastmasters, and like one of the speakers says, I want to learn English.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Your English will improve because there is a language evaluator. And we have seen, Priyo is very happy, very lucky, very blessed that he still has his wife. I lost mine. But she was a permanent, I was not successful as he was to convince his wife to join. My wife was always a permanent guest. And she saw, because when we go home we talk, she saw the changes in people. And that is what I think Toastmasters is all about. In parting, I'd like to say, I'm not only a charter member, I'm a very concerned Indonesian. Now is the time that Toastmasters should grow. We need you younger people. We are on the way out. If you see what Indonesia will become and is predicted to be the #1 country in the world, you see the States is already shut down. It's true. Right? It's true. It's predicted by an American economist from Harvard that Indonesia will
Overshine China.
India and China. Right. Now is my concern is human resources. We have a lot of young people, and I have criticized, and I'm going to criticize openly. I'm preparing a letter to the government. #1, we want to have quality human resources. If you look at the APEC results, what we are lacking is language competencies. Right? Luckily, we have here also an Cambridge ESOL representative. Right? It's not only English. I've been in education and I have been traveling to the schools. I always say to the principals, teachers, it's not only English to become international. The Indonesian language is neglected. The local language is neglected. I have met a hotelier, a salesperson, and sales executive of a hotelier, 40 years old or young, has never been out of Banten, Jakarta, or West Java. So in other words, in the old days it was West Java. He has not even gone out of one province 40 years. And I tell the school principals always, exchange students not to other countries, within the countries. Exchange. You know what the beauty is about Toastmasters, what I find? If you read your manuals, jokes, you could tell that there are a lot of no-nos. No religion, no race, no politics, no race. Right? If you look around, right, we have all different colors, maybe different religions. I complained to a classmate, and he says, Benny, we are a silent majority. So I told him, let us wake up that silent majority. And now is the time. True, if you see how things are changing, we have a good governor, good vice governor, we have a good minister, a few good ministers. There are good people. I've traveled all over Indonesia. I can tell you there are a lot of good, dedicated people. But we need to band together to change Indonesia and the world. My background is tourism. And I always say tourism is the industry that can change the world and make people understand different cultures, different races, different languages, and love one another. Fellow Toastmasters, I love Toastmasters.